All right, all right, all right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we want to welcome you all to the Hello LLC. If you don't know, today we have an amazing conversation in our How To Tuesdays. Today is always a day to show you what buttons to press, how you should press them, why you should press them, and really, most of all, really helping you get out of that mindset shift of I don't know what buttons to press and I don't know what to do. And especially today for our authors, we're dedicating this day to you all for you to be able to understand how important, you implementing social media strategies, you implementing new ways to, showcase your book and talk about your book is so important. And this is one thing that we are definitely in tune with because a lot of our clients that we deal with are authors, are entrepreneurs getting themselves out. And this is where we want to be able to facilitate and help you guys really make that strategy change. And I have my wonderful, amazing other half, Tara, with us, joining us today. You guys don't know, Hello is not just about the metaverse. As some of you are seeing us right now in our Hello LLC Getting Naked podcast room that we showcase on our podcast, that this is a new room that you guys might not have seen. So come on and join us still in the Hello Plaza. I'm going to be transitioning over to there here in a little bit. There's still things up and going in there. But, really love, you were sharing with people how important it is for them to, implement these new strategies and really being able to understand how important it is for you guys to do something new. And today, what we're going to do is we're going to share some facts. We're going to share some stats. We're going to share some ideas. We want you guys to come and be a part of this amazing conversation as well. If you have anything that's been working for you, and I heard the other day in an audio room, this lady literally took my slogan line and like turned it into hers, and she said, collaboration is the new currency. Tara can vouch for this. I've been saying this for the last 3 years plus, of utilizing this slogan. And now it seems that people are understanding that collaboration is the new currency. Collaboration is the new, is the new competition at the end of the day. And as we share with people, there is no competition. Your only competition, I know our only competition is time. And time should be the only thing that we are concerned about. And that is literally what we're helping people do, is get them back their time. We want more for you than from you. And we understand how important time is, because me and Tara running our business together, 24/7, we rarely have the time that we want. And that's why we implement as many AI tools as possible, to be able to showcase, you guys can do the same. And so with that being said, love, before I go into it, do you want to add on to this intro as well of, how authors can skyrocket their book sales, unlock the marketing code? Let's go, baby. What you got?
Well, I will just say this. We speak to a lot of authors, whether it's just in audio settings like this, audio rooms like this, or whether they're clients or potential new clients. And there's really been a bill of goods that have been sold to authors that is an old school way. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with what I'm going to say, but there's the new ways to do things. And I don't know about authors, and I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to give most of my profits to a company that is not doing anything. And I mean that by Amazon. Amazon is, obviously started out as a book company. And I'm not hating on Amazon, guys, because my mom will literally have Amazon show up daily to her doorstep with something, and it's a great convenience for all of us. And so they've really been able to bring a system to our fingertips that has made our life easier. But for authors, when we were working with one of our first authors, Miss Teresa, from the Down Under, she shared with us some things that she discovered, and this is why we speak to this, and we dove in deeper to kind of understand. And David's going to break these facts down for you, because I know exactly where he's going, when he starts diving into this. But I was astonished to see how much money Amazon is keeping of authors, profits, and giving them little to next to nothing, and not really a whole lot of promotion or visibility. And I kind of thought, well, that's a little uneven. And if you guys know David and I, it needs to work for everybody, not only them, but it also needs to be working for the people that show up to support or to put their work, books, and whatever they have authored, whether memoirs or journals, whatever it is, and be able to really make it balanced. Because as consumers and creators, we are getting fed up with getting raked over the coals and feeling that there are this is the only way I can do it because the market's been monopolized. Right now, again, we are all for people to utilize Amazon if that's what floats their boat. It doesn't mean it takes away from them, but it's just the awareness. And I'm picking on Amazon right now just because so many authors are out there. I know authors that have lost the rights to their books because they've signed some sort of contractual agreement that says, well, if you do business with us, or if you do this publishing with us, you sign over the rights to your book, and now we own your book. You no longer have rights to it. And I knew one author that got bamboozled by that and had no clue that's what they were signing, and then lost their book and was like, what are you talking about? And then the T's and C's and the contract was pulled up and shown to them. They were just in disbelief. And that, to me and to David, that's not the right way to do business. You need to be fully transparent of what's going on, how things are going to move, because transparency and authenticity is the key to this success in everybody. So I'm excited to jump in this conversation. So I won't take any more of the thunder, love, because I know you're going to jump right into this and share some interesting facts with us all about how some people are kind of getting bamboozled by publishers and some are getting bamboozled by Amazon. And we're just going to share with you guys how to maybe do it a little differently. So take it away, love.
Yeah. And so, before I get started, I definitely want to welcome you all in here. Miss Leah, Joe, welcome. Miss Crystal, Miss Cambria, welcome. Over here, we got Mike, we got Terrell, we got Leticia over here on Clubhouse. We're also going to be transitioning over to Chatter. If you guys don't know, we are multi-streaming everywhere. We are on Facebook. We are on LinkedIn Live as well. We're on Instagram. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitch. We're also on X, aka Spaces. And so this is where we share with you guys. Miss Cleo's in the building as well. This is why we share with you guys, being able to take these social audio rooms and utilize your time more effectively, especially if you're going to do one room. And those of you that do rooms in LinkedIn, it's not being recorded. You're not getting anywhere else. And you're literally losing out on social media content that you should be utilizing every single day. As if you guys watch our, Hello LLC social media, we pull, information and clips from these rooms. This is literally our podcast. This is literally our event. This is, our concert for the week. For you guys to come to and enjoy and see and learn who we are. And that's why we do these rooms every single week. That we encourage you guys to come, and join and collaborate with each other, and don't just, follow each other. If somebody, hits you up in the back channel and says, hey, I have this, that, and the other that might be interesting, why not have that phone call? Because the same thing that you were praying for, the same thing that you were putting energy out for, could be exactly the same thing that's brought to you in your DM. But yet we don't read, we don't pay attention, and we don't look into what other people are doing and how they could help us out. And yet that was a blessing that you were literally asking for that you said no to. And so often we say yes to the things that we should be saying no to, and we say no to the things that we should be saying yes to. And it blows my mind, just in particular, especially as all of us as entrepreneurs, we have people that say, oh yeah, I want to do business. Oh yeah, I'll wait till this. Oh yeah, I want to do this. I want to do that. And then you give them that opportunity to do it and they don't do it. And so this is why we share. Do you want sympathy or do you want to have success? And this is really where we want to encourage you all as authors, as entrepreneurs, to understand times are changing. Things are changing. Are you changing is the better question. Because what your mama did, what your auntie did, what your uncle did, what your mentor is doing or did is not what's going to get us there. It got us here, but it's not going to get us there. And it takes you to open up the four most expensive things. That's a closed mind, that's a closed mouth, that's a closed heart, And that's a closed hand, which is why we encourage you guys all to ask away. Do not let that old foundational system of not raising your hand, not speaking up, not sharing with people stop you from asking these questions, because in all honesty, that's what we've been programmed to do, is to not ask questions, not to get curious, and not to be in that childlike mentality because we got told so much to shut up, be quiet, sit down, do this, do that, come over here, do that, shut up. No, that's not the way we are moving towards, because now we get to create and do anything at the speed of thought, just as long as you do it. Stop worrying about they. Stop worrying about the world. The world is blank. You get to make the world, and you're the author of your own story. So although today you might not be an author, I want to remind your ass, you got this empty book, these pages that you get to write in every single day. So yes, you are an author. So how are we going to skyrocket your book? How are we going to help you out, market yourself, and get yourself out there? Because you could have been an ant, you could have been an elephant, your ass could have been a hippopotamus, but you're the baddest mofo machine on planet Earth, and you have the opportunity to move around and do what you want to do because your ass ain't a tree. So get up and bust a move, and let's get to building and creating things how we want to, and you can do that with this technology now. So Ms. Cambria, before I get into it, you want to share or add anything onto this? Let's go.
I am so happy to be here with you lovely folks, and I wanted to say that I'm thankful to be a co-creator in this reality. And I think your friendly reminders on that front were brilliant, and what you both have had to say is just so inspiring and encouraging. I don't currently have a book out, but I have been writing poetry since I was in the 5th grade, so 10 years old. So I'm 43 these days. I have a large body of work that I'd like to publish. I'm definitely not a fan of Amazon. They owe me $50. Dang you, Jeff Bezos! Anyway, but also I just want to find a good way to publish, so I just want to mute myself now and continue listening for the good stuff. Thank you guys.
Yeah. And hey, Miss Cleo, how you doing, ma'am? Hopefully all is well with you. Good to have you in here. You want to add anything to this topic before we get started?
I don't have anything to add, but just saying hello and good evening to everyone. Pleased to be here and to learn some new strategies. So thank you so much.
Yeah. And I see we got Miss Crystal Bay coming up here. Miss Crystal, you want to add anything before we get this party started? Talk to us. What you got?
Honestly, I'm in the plaza trying to find you. I'm just, I was actually kind of wondering if you could give me some directions here, because I'm actually in the plaza right now.
Well, I'm over in the other world, but my other avatar.
I think David might be cutting out on his. There he goes.
Yeah, I'm over by the fireplace right now. That you can't see me because I have my other avatar. We're actually in the getting naked room, but you should see everything over there. But I'm gonna come back to the Hello Plaza and visit you over there.
The fire pit where we did my book launch?
Well, I moved it. I moved it to the left. You'll see my avatar.
Yeah, I see you now. Yeah. Okay, that's all I was asking for, honestly, because I mean, having been in the plaza, I love what you've done with it. I love all the added stuff like the play chest and everything. I love it. I love what you guys have been doing with this, by the way. I had to jump in on the headset for this one. I love it. You guys have done amazing work on the plaza. It's looking amazing.
Thank you. So, well, do you want to share with the folks, about your book, what it's all about, so that people can know?
Well, I published Rise of Crystal Phoenix, which is my journey through domestic abuse. And I did my book launch here in the plaza, and it was so much fun being able to actually be in the plaza and read an excerpt and everything and interact through the VR headset and everything. The reason I jumped in today is because of the anthology series that I'm doing. I wanted to hear the new stuff that's coming up and everything that you've got going because of the trilogy that I'm doing the call for writers and everything for. So I wanted to hear what you guys had to say because you guys did help. And my book sales did go pretty well with everything. Doing my launch in here, I got a lot of positive feedback from it. So
yeah, absolutely. And so I'm back, Jack.
I love that, Miss Crystal. That's amazing information. And, you know, we appreciate you trusting us with doing your book launch in the metaverse. And it's something different, you know, and that different experience gets people's attention. I was just having a call with Miss Leah, and we were talking about the same kind of thing within the experience and how things are going to streamline. And this is in a tandem to that same conversation where, you know, as we move and as we grow and as we are able to utilize technology, we can streamline things so much more effectively and be able to kind of kick out the monopoly of big box, you know, corporations like Amazon. And it's nothing against them, but it's just the fact that, you know, it's a small fish in a big pool, and we want to make sure that the small fish have as much equal opportunity and visibility that the big fish do, and want to have, you know, the same, can provide an experience and doing that. And so, yes, we are constantly revamping and adding to our metaverse. And again, guys, if you want to jump in there like Miss Crystal has, just go to the hellollc.io. I know those in Clubhouse, it's the link above our heads. Those in other platforms, go out there or go click our link in the bio. And it'll take you right in, and you scroll down just one scroll and you'll see a big button that says live events in the metaverse, and that will drop you right in. It'll ask you to download an application, which you can do from your phone, because you get to enjoy the metaverse from your phone or your desktop. I mean, if you're on your phone right now, you can jump in through your desktop and be in both places. And so it's just the uniqueness. And, you know, if you don't want to do that, you can come in and just drive around in the golf carts, because that's always fun. David and I have golf cart races too, when you guys don't know, when we're in there. So back to you,
golf
love.
carts are so much fun. Oh my
Are
goodness.
they?
I've had a blast on them just driving around. And Leah, if you want to talk about working with them in the metaverse, hit me up. I have all good things to say, and I can explain how it went. It went amazing for me, honey. It really did.
Well, Miss Leah already jumped the gun, and she's already joined us on our Biz in a Box. That if you guys don't know about our Biz in a Box, it is more than a website. It is more than a crusty, dusty landing page. It is more than currently what you have right now, to literally where, you know, today's conversation, when we do talk about authors, and Tara was sharing about Amazon, on our Biz in a Box, you can directly sell your book and get rid of Amazon. Okay. Because the biggest thing is that Amazon is taking 65% of your ebook. So on your book that you sell for $2.99, you're only getting $104. On your books, they're taking 30% of your book. On your printed books, they're taking 60 to 70% of your books. And so this is why we share with people that, especially right now, and I like to drop these facts, and I love you, my authors, but look, 54% of Americans are only reading one book a year. Real talk, okay? 75 and plus are only reading 40 minutes a day, where your 15 to 44 years old are only reading 10 minutes a day. The average people read at the 8th grade level. 21% of adults read at a 5th grade level. And so knowing this information is key, which is why we share with you guys having audiobooks, having, you know, digital books that you don't have to Amazon, because I just shared with you, most people aren't reading these books. And so that's why it's so important for you guys to understand how important it is that right now, everybody and their mama can be able to, you know, write a book utilizing, you know, this AI, utilizing ChatGPT, utilizing Gemini. You know, it's not as hard as it once was. Literally, just in the last, what is this? In 2023, 18.2 billion books were printed, in just that year. And so when we talk about, you know, accessibility for people to read books and things of that sort, this is huge. And this is even more the reason why we're going to go through some stats and facts, you know, as we continue to share with you guys. But I see we got Miss Fashawn over here, you know, on on actual Clubhouse. And you have a question for us, LaShawn, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, I have questions. I mean, I've listened a bit in your spaces, but I'm never ever really clear on how things work. So I thought maybe I would take the time to just step through some questions and answers, but I don't know if this is a space for that. I didn't know if you were broadcasting or
We are broadcasting live on all of these different channels. So if what is in particular too?
Well, I'm just trying to understand more how what you do works, then also as it pertains to the current title as well. So, I can listen for a little bit and maybe I'll just, catch you in another space.
Okay.
To fill questions.
Okay, perfect. Well, first question for all of you guys that might not know, we are currently live in all of our social media outlets where you guys can join us. More importantly, in the metaverse. The metaverse, you do not listen to me loud. You do not need the Oculus or Apple Headset Pros VR headsets to join us in the metaverse. You can right now join us through your cell phone by going to Our Biz in a Box and clicking that big ass button that says Hello Plaza. You go download an app, you come back to Our Biz in a Box, boom, you hit that button again and it drops you right into our Hello Plaza where Miss Crystal just was. And literally you guys can be able to see our screen. And if you don't know what the metaverse is, let me make it simple, short, and easy for you. If your ass is utilizing Zoom in your business, then you should be utilizing the metaverse, okay? You're utilizing an outdated old strategy that people are now starting to understand. Whoa, I was just in a partner meeting earlier, and on this Zoom, nobody had their camera open. I said, and I was sharing with them our metaverse world. I said, you guys have proven my point. Everybody doesn't have their camera on, but what it would be nice is you show up in an avatar that you now can be able to, decorate and put whatever clothes you want to, whatever settings, and now you get to be in this virtual, immersive environment, and we can have the same conversation. I'm sharing my screen, I'm doing all these things, and so I share that with you guys all because it's like me talking about, television in the 1930s when there was only radio. There's no way in the world I could explain what a television is to somebody that's listening to the radio. Try to explain it now. Hey, there's this box that has colors, it has people, the thing that you hear, it's now going to have an actual visual effect. And people would hear it, they just wouldn't get it until they actually sat their ass down and looked at a TV, be like, I'm never listening to radio again. I'm throwing that radio away. Where can I get one of these televisions from? Just like that. And so this is why, today we're having this conversation for you guys to fully grasp it, especially as authors. And so I'm going to start with this. And I know some of my authors are going to be like, oh, no, dog, don't say that. Yes, social media is the largest platform for book discovery. 42% to be exact. Okay. So those of you that are authors that aren't doing your social media, even businesses, entrepreneurs in total, you should be doing social media. You see 5,000 posts a day. One of those should be yours. Okay. 5 of those of ours. Okay. Video content is the most engaging. You can no longer hide behind your book cover and say, ooh, look at me. You can no longer, have people take pictures of your book and say, ooh, they bought my book. People want to know, why was that book amazing? People want to know that 54% of Americans only read one book. Why should they read your one book? And so this is great for you all to be able to get testimonies, okay? Short film video. We share it with you guys, and I encourage you guys to go to Our Biz in a Box and get that AI guide. It's free for you to go download, and we give you 30 different AI tools that you can utilize in your business. Most people, when they talk about AI, they're only talking about ChatGPT. I'm like, no, there's so much more. What are you doing? Right? And so go get that guide, because you literally, just like this week, I did a live last week. I was able to put it in a tool that we shared with you guys last week, and I'll put it in the chat for you guys to go get it again. And it's even, I think Tara put it in the AI guide, but literally I took that 9-minute video and it chopped it up, guys, into 13 different clips. And I'm going to be able to post those clips throughout the week because I know none of y'all asses is watching a 9-minute video. Let's be crystal clear. And so I know if I can put little 1 minute, 2 minute little vignettes of that live, then you're more than likely to listen to it and be able to actually grasp what we're talking about. And so you could do the same with you doing a video with a client, right? Virtual book tours. Miss Crystal just shared with you guys how she came to, and did her book launch in our actual Hello Plaza, to where, we've been seeing people that do book launches at Barnes and Noble, book launches at Starbucks. First of all, you're in one particular location. Why would you set yourself up for failure where you got to, compete with the barista? You got to pay Barnes and Nobles anywhere from $500 to $5,000, depending on the location. They're going to get a percentage of your book. You also got to pay for the employees that are there. And you're probably not going to be happy with the results. You're probably going to owe them more money. Another idea for you authors is to have a podcast. You can do this podcast once a week, once a month, don't do it once a year, but if you want to, knock yourself out, right? And literally be able to have guests, go be guest on somebody's podcast. And this is why I share with you guys all, you're one conversation from changing your life and changing somebody else's. And so why not, be a guest on somebody's podcast if you don't want to have your own? Hell, any of my authors out there, if you want to be a guest on our Hello Pivot, let us know. We will bring you onto our Hello Pivot that happens on Thursday. We'll showcase you, share our community with your community, and boom, now we're collaborating and you're able to get yourself out there, right? Paid advertisements. You can do that as well. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, whatever. You can do paid advertisements. What's wrong with putting $20, $30 that you're going to waste at the bar? You're going to waste on your nails. You're going to waste on your hair, right? You're going to waste the money somewhere. Why not put it into paid advertisements? And then, one of the biggest things that I'll share with you guys is why not give away books? Why not have a contest for somebody to post your book out and share your book out, and they can get an autographed copy, or they can pick a friend to send the book to. And so we really got to get creative with how we utilize the social media, because we're moving to a global scale. And because we're moving to a global scale, this gives you so many different opportunities. Even those of you that already have books out, why not take that book and get it translated into different languages and utilize these AI tools to go and market that in different languages on your social media? You can do that, right? And so this is where it just takes us to be able to copy, paste, drag, drop. And so that's what I got on the first half, Love. You got anything you want to add to that?
Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's understanding, it's not just getting into it. Well, this is what everybody does. Everybody uses Amazon. Everybody uses a publisher. We had a conversation with one gentleman. This is probably about a year and a half ago. And he was very adamant to use a publisher. And he was, checking out publishers. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. So we just shared some information that we knew from our friend Teresa, who was is our client, and what she learned through, unfortunately, a bad experience on her end. And we just shared that information forward and actually said, if you want to learn more, go book a call with her and ask her, because she is an author. She's been through this. And he was just very adamant to do it the old school way. He was an older baby boomer. And so that's all he knew. And he was looking for the prestige and the recognition that used to come from being a published author before technology has shown up and has allowed any of us as creators to be published authors. That doesn't take anything away from the prestigiousness, but there used to be, only top publishing companies that that would help you become a New York Times bestseller or whatever those markers were. And it was, I'll be very frank, guys, it was very saddening when you share this information and you just, knew that this was not going to turn out well. And you kind of saw the train wreck going to happen, and you can't do anything about it. You can just share what you know. You can give them and get them in touch with other people who have had to go through the same experience. And he did it, and paid thousands of dollars to have his stuff published, and then found out the hard way. And that is gut wrenching. For David and I, it is. We don't turn a blind eye and just say, oh, well, yeah, that's your loss. That's your fault. That's your, we really are, we care. We care for people and their well-being, whether you're, a client of ours or not. We just care. And it was hard to go through that because you just, as they say, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And that's the hardest thing. And people have to learn life lessons on their own. And that's why we have these conversations and why we openly speak about this, because we just don't want people to get bamboozled and be taken advantage of, and maybe step back from the forest so you can see the tree line and you can see a different way to present your information and streamline that to where you're keeping 99% of your profits instead of only 30% of your profits, for the same amount of work. Because I don't see Amazon running out there going, the next new bestseller is, Leah Garcia with her Wall of Wealth, or whatever it is that people are publishing. They're not doing that broadcasting and advertisement for you. And it's just, we've been sold a bill of goods, and those bill of goods are no longer valid. And so when we share this information, it's because we care, guys. We care. We're not authors ourselves, but we care about making sure people understand and having options available so they can make an educated choice that works best for them. So that's what I would add, Love. Back to you. You're on mute still this side, Love.
Yeah. And you say that. And so just to touch base on that, look, my authors, I get it. I get it. Just like Tara was sharing that story beforehand. I want a book, so I can, you can still get a damn book, right, with the cover and take pictures of it and be like, ooh, look at me. I got this physical thing that I want, and you got it on Amazon, and they asses are just gouging you, right? When you can be able to have it on a digital form, and you can have all of your money to yourself, because like Tara said, they're not, promoting you. Let alone, I'm sorry to let you guys know, if you are an author or you're listening to this now, you listen to that later, please stop boasting about, stop capping about you being a bestseller on Amazon. Stop it, please. Because right now, my ass can go on Amazon and put a book title in there and have all of you guys just go search it on Amazon, and bing, David's a bestseller. And so don't let these guys bamboozle you talking about their bestsellers or international bestsellers or 3-time, book Amazon seller, and they might not have sold 10 books. Real talk. And it really, that's integrity at its finest. That just eats my ass alive, which is why I'm going in on this, because it makes me just so furious when people get up there talking about I'm this, I'm that. And no, you're not. New York Times bestseller, right? Let's talk about that. But this Amazon bestseller that people be, bragging about and talking about, no. And so this is once again that looking good running the show that we all tend to have. Look, I have it. I had it back in the day a whole lot where look at me, but do you want to make money and actually get your book out there? Or do you just want to tell people that, a couple people looked at your book on Amazon and you're a bestseller? I literally had one guy, in the back channel on LinkedIn said, don't go buy the book, just go look at it. And this will help me, raise me to a bestseller. I'm like, well, that's not the principle of being an author, right? You want people to read your books. And so, sorry about that, but not sorry, but sorry. I just want to let y'all know. So next time you hear somebody talk about their Amazon bestseller, please just let that go in one ear and out the other. Because if it's not New York Times or some of these larger, bestsellers, they really haven't done nothing, to be honest. And so, as we talk about, marketing strategies, right? And having a strong marketing strategy, I want you all to understand that your website is key. Okay. If you are on LinkedIn and you're selling a book and you don't have a link to your book for people to go get your book, right, then you don't have a book. If you don't have something for people to go and learn more about you, other than a link tree, other than an old, outdated, website that you need to upgrade and you won't upgrade it, but you're looking at this next vacation that you want to take, but you're telling everybody you got a business and you ain't got no business if it's outdated, just 100, right? Then this is where you got to make sure that your, social media is in order. Because so often I hear people talk on these audio apps and I'm going to go check. And there's been times I went to go check, people's websites aren't working. They're utilizing outdated stuff. The book's not even on there. I'm like, you realize you're wasting your time by not having this up there. I remember talking to this one lady and her website just had a big play button in it. And you had to go through 3 or 4 different clicks just to get to the book. And I'm like, you understand a confused mind is going to say no. And so if you're confusing your clients just because you know it, right, where it's at, they don't know it. And you have to make it easier for people because you literally got 3 seconds. You go to Cleo's, Biz in a Box, and you're automatically going to see all of her stuff that's right there. She's not hesitating and giving people, go find Waldo, where your stuff is for people to know where you are. And so the next thing is being able to leverage, this AI. We utilize our Hello AI Motion Works, where if you're not good at behind the camera, you don't want to spend 12 hours getting your makeup and sweating it out, trying to do YouTubes and trying to do 20 different, takes. And then after you do it, then you got to cut it and splice it and all that other stuff. And before you're done, you've wasted all your whole entire weekend. We can actually build out AI avatars, especially for those of you that have series, that have different books. You can be able to utilize an avatar that looks similar to you or your characters in the book. And now you got social media. Now you got an introduction to your podcast. Now you have this video that now can be implemented everywhere you go and literally allow you to sit back and enjoy the show. And so when we talk about email lists, I encourage you guys all, especially, if you go to Miss Cleo's, and I'll put up some other ones up here as well, right, that you actually should be giving away a chapter of your book. Because if I give you a free chapter of my book, you go in my Biz in a Box or in our Biz in a Box, if I give you this free guide of 20 ways to learn how to utilize Metaverse, or if I give you this free guide of how to, monetize your social media, if I give you this AI guide that has 30 different AI guides on there, here, go get it. And so, this is literally where you have to be thinking of how you can build up your email list. And this is a great way because now as an author, I gave you a teaser of my book. Ooh, I love that first chapter. Now you get to let that client know, that customer know, hey, my book is out. Go get the book. Go to this event. Go to that event. I got my book launch. I got this. I got that. Now you have their email address, which is important. And so being able to do that is huge. And then one of the other things that I share with you guys all is understanding your target audience. So often us as entrepreneurs, we do not know our target audience of who our actual audience is. If you're selling a children's book, LinkedIn should not be the only place you are at. You should definitely be on TikTok. You should definitely be on Facebook, on Instagram. You should be everywhere. But if you're only counting on LinkedIn to sell a child's book, it's going to be very hard and in between because parents aren't really paying attention to that. And you should be going to the kids because they're likable to go tell the parents, hey, I got this. And a lot of these kids got their own money now to where they can buy it. And so, this is a digital age. This isn't where it was back in the day, which I think a lot of our authors are stuck in, is that, oh, I got to ask mama for this cash to go here. No, these kids got their own accounts. These kids are making money on their own. They can buy their book without their parents. And so we got to think outside the box, especially understanding the average age of the world is 30 years old. Okay? Let me say that again. The average age of the world is 30 years old. And so if you're trying to critique to this older generation, this baby boomers that's about to transition out of the workforce, I'm here to let you know you're not going to be in business too much longer, especially if you don't have the right systems in place to be able to help them out, right? And then, one of the other things that I'd encourage you guys to do is to host these virtual events. Do a book launch, in our metaverse. If you guys don't want to join our Hello Plaza store, you literally can rent out this huge environment space, just like Crystal did, and we can facilitate it for you. We can be your technical person behind the scenes. We can be your host, to the event. We can help you coordinate this whole entire event, create marketing strategies for you, all of the above, to help you to not have to say, come meet my ass at Starbucks, which you're only going to get, 5, 10 people, 20 people are going to tell you they're coming. 10 of them ain't going to come. And 3 of them going to give you a BS excuse of why they can't come. And so, this is where now you get to eliminate all these excuses and say, hey, I'm having a virtual event that's here, that just like from Miss Crystal, we were able to do the virtual event. We were able to record the virtual event. Now she has it on her YouTube, on her LinkedIn. If people did miss the event, they now can go back and watch it and still support her. And at the end result, she gets to sell books. As you heard her share, hey, my books increased. And so, you got to be able to make it an easy transaction for your clients. And then, especially for her, she's doing a series of books. So she's going to be able to have, every book launch. And then as we move forward, she literally can create this 3D immersive environment to showcase all of these series of books. And so I'll stop there. Anybody else want to chime in or join? Come on up, tap in. Let's go.
Well, go ahead, Miss Cambria.
Okay, sweet. So I just want to say I'm really stoked on you guys, more so than ever, and I already love you folks to begin with. But I like the transparency levels. I feel like, you're an ethical outlet. And ethics is very important to me, as I'm sure you're aware, to my profile at the beginning. Anyway, but yeah, so I'm stoked. How much does it run one financially? Because I'm not in a position currently. My priority is moving right now. And then once that's accomplished, I can fully launch Cambria's Curiosities Castle, Cambria's Curiosities, like a t-shirt, and Cambria's Curiosities College Castle, which is free and such, but on a donation basis. So I have a lot of ideas and I've honestly, like you guys were saying, the kids these days have their own funding source. Check me out. I was born in 81 and I had a bank account when I was 7 years old and a credit card at age 16. And I started work at 13. So I know what's up to. Anyway, so thank you. And I'm muting myself now to hear answers to my questions.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought Tara was going to take it. Yeah, our Biz in a Box is separate from the actual metaverse. And so we could talk about those separate. Our Biz in a Box to build out your foundation, especially when you talked about, the books, the nonprofit, and putting everything under one platform. That right there, that is right now we have that at $14.97. That's one time for our Biz in a Box. And then we have, our Hello Plaza that you can join, and that's our Hello Plaza Mall storefront, and that's at $6.97, where we build out the entire mall for you. You also get a backroom studio, and this can be something that we can definitely meet on, and I can give you a tour and specialize it to your liking. And then we also have payment plans as well, so we get the financial hardship and just where people are right now, and we are here to work with people more than anything at the end of the day. And so this is where we share with people, doing something is better than nothing, and not doing nothing is going to keep you behind the 8 ball. And then you're going to be wondering why people are passing you up, because you're not investing. And this is where we share with people, and nothing's wrong with it. You either got to hustle or you got a business, and one of the two. And showing up to an event, showing up to, an actual, audio room and all of these things is just like you showing up with a busted pair of shoes, a busted, bra, a busted, pair of pants. And, you up there talking and people go check you out and everything's busted. Other than, now You know, when Miss Leah shows up, when we finish our Biz in a Box, she's going to be shouting from the mountaintops about her wall of wealth and being able to go get it and actually gaining all of those clients' emails and understanding, you know, who's coming to her. And then especially she's helping out people transition, you know, with their wealth. She's able to showcase when she does move forward with our Hello Plaza storefront to say, hey, not only can you check out this old school stuff, but come in to my 3D immersive world and we can have this whole conversation in my metaverse storefront. And that right there alone is huge, which I think the biggest part that people miss is that our social media is going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because we're able to showcase something different. I can do 20, 30 lives a day in my avatar, and I can be in my drawers eating Cheetos and nobody would never know. And so this is the benefit that we get to do. But go ahead, Miss Leah, what you got?
Wow, wow, wow. Happy Taco Tuesday, everyone. Oh my goodness. Mr. Mike Drop Jones
I think
never
she's
disappoint.
listening. So I'll jump in there while she's working in the
No,
background.
we can hear her,
You know,
baby. Baby, we can hear her.
there you go.
We can
it's
hear
me.
Miss Leah. It's
My
you.
apologies, Leah.
It's you.
Okay.
It's always me.
Well, oh my goodness. Incredible conversation, Cambria. Great questions. A lot of insight there. So, you know, Tara and Mr. Jones are the gift that keeps on giving. I didn't even think about, you know, I'm putting this together. Tara's helping me formulate earlier my Biz in a Box, and the Wall of Wealth is a free ebook. But really, what came to mind is you've got Crystal that I didn't even know that you guys could do that. That's amazing that she rented your plaza. So I'm thinking I could do a book launch with my Wall of Wealth. I mean, even though it's a free ebook, I could still do something like that. A great way to showcase it and just launch it off, even though it's free, even though I'm already doing that, but really getting a real reach out there. And then doing my, which Tara and I were just talking about, is my Wall of Wealth for business owners. I haven't even talked about that anywhere. So, I mean, this is incredible. And it's so true what you always say, Mr. Mike Drop, is that if we're still just using a business card and a website that's static. You know, it's static. It is what it is. There's only so much to a website. We've got to be more fluid. We can't think that we're going to live in this world and use antiquated systems. I mean, there's so many things that go in the back office. It used to be have your website. When I first started in the business, I used to carry around my business license. We had to carry around our insurance license. These days, people want to know who you are. They call it social proof. I call it being authentic. They got to know, feel like they know you. And I feel this Biz in a Box is just something that is that more fluid. You know, it has more vibrancy to it, not just aesthetically, but in the infrastructure that people can really look to find all those different things that you have, your books, your ebooks, you know, your tool system that you have, your content. So I'm just so fired up, excited. Thank you for the opportunity to share.
Yeah, go ahead, love. Go ahead.
I was just going to piggyback on that. You know, it was really exciting having just a conversation with Miss Leah before we jumped into our room today.
Hey, Leticia, we're going to jump over into chat.
Like we said, you know, once we start talking the ideas, can we do this? And can we do, yes, we can do that. And yes, we can do that. And that's what we need to be doing. And it really for business owners, for people who are out there doing, you know, I say solopreneurs, and we're all solopreneurs, whether you're working for a company or you're working for yourself. You know, we all do something really well in what we do, and we have a craft that we love, but there's always these mechanics or technical sides or systems that kind of go with it that we're like, oh my gosh, this is not for me. This is not my forte. And for me, for David, as being business owners that really kind of take your idea and what was a dream and I wish and can put it into fruition and be like, I have, from I wish to I have. Now, it it checks the box of gratitude and gratification for us, because we what we do is really, what we excel at. And I have built systems, and I have streamlined systems for, close to 30 years now in my, well, not 30 because I'm only 42. So I'll say 22, 25 years, I guess. But it's something I've always done, is to like, how can, I'm the laziest, hardest working person you'll ever meet, because I hate repetitive tasks. And that was one thing, like Miss Lee and I were just talking about, was, her needing to send out this link to someone or send out this information to someone. And she's constantly doing that instead of being able to focus on what part she loves to do, which doesn't mean, it's just the fact that, if we can get technology to work for her, that makes me like a little kid in a candy store, because I know I'm helping. And that, I mean, if we all could just live in a world, and I know I'm in Tara's world right now, so bear with me, all those that are like, oh my gosh. But if we could all just live in a world where, gratitude and being fulfilled by helping others was a currency, which it is, but, we also live in a world where monetary currency is needed. We would be doing things for free. But unfortunately, we're not at that point yet in this amazing world. We still need to, be able to be a profitable business, as everybody else needs to be a profitable business, and be able to, put a roof over our head, as they say. But it just, to be very frank, we want more for people than we want from them. And being able to know that we can help streamline, and to where, people can allow technology to work for them and be their assistant. It's super gratifying for David and I, and that's why we're having this conversation today about, helping authors, like the Wall of Wealth. That, Miss Leah has crafted a document that is able to help people start getting their mind thinking about what their, retirement looks like, what their investment portfolio looks like, how they're going to be taken care of, things like that. And that is a form of being an author, and that is a form of, having to get it published and getting it out there so people can see it. It's just, there is no definition of what an author is anymore, and that's the beauty of what the world we live in today. And so being able to have conversation, and I know I'm using Leah as an example just because that's fresh of what conversation I just had. And sometimes I don't remember the conversation I had yesterday because I got 7 million things running through my head. But it just really, it just makes my heart happy, because, taking a skill set that we, David and I, know so well, and being able to like, okay. And I was sharing this analogy with Miss Leah, is you walk up to a restaurant and you want a hamburger, or you want a vegan burger, whatever it is that is your forte. And you're like, okay, I want the ciabatta bun. I want, this type of mayo. I want honey mustard. I want lettuce, no tomatoes. You order, right? I want pepper jack cheese, or I want vegan cheese, whatever it is that you, however you like your sandwich, your hamburger to come out. And you don't then order it and then go back into the kitchen and make it. You went to a place to pay them whatever the fee is, the $5, $10 fee of whatever a hamburger costs these days. And, gone are the days where it was $1 or $2, but you get what I mean. And they create it and they make it for you. And I was using that analogy today during our conversation, and it just being able to simplify things for people will allow them, as Mr. Jones always says, allow you to stop being the janitor in your business and get back to being the president and the CEO, which is what you started and why you started your business in the first place. And that goes for everybody. Miss Cambria, you have an amazing amount of ideas. You are a creator, an amazing creator in this world. And now it's, to the point where, you can start to fine tune that and be able to, put that down to where other people can take advantage of it, and it not just live in your head or on paper for right now. And that's the beauty of these conversations, as we help people understand how to, use technology. And ideally, that's what we do, and that's our forte. But we have these conversations, and we have these open, free conversations for people to gain ideas and to gain kind of just, wow, this is what's possible. I think sometimes, no, I don't think sometimes, I know that there's this, think of a big circle and it's like a pie chart. And there's a little sliver that is things that you know. And then there's another sliver that's about twice as big as the things that you know, that is things that you don't know. And that takes up about maybe a quarter of the pie. The rest, 3/4 of the pie, is filled with things that you don't know that you don't know. And well, what does that mean, Tara? Because when David and I heard this, we were like, huh? Well, that means that that small sliver of things you know is, you know how to breathe. Your body knows how to pull in oxygen. You know how to drink out of a cup of water. You know how to tie your shoe. You know how to walk. You know how to scratch your head. You know, things that you know. Things that you don't know. Many of you probably don't know how to fly a plane, or, you know, many of you don't know rocket science, but you know that you don't know these things. Like, I can't just get in the plane and be like, all right, I'm the pilot today, because you all would run off the plane screaming and be like, heck no, she just watched a YouTube video and now she's going to try to fly a plane and we're all going to crash and burn. And I don't want to be a part of this show, Tara. So those are things that I know that I don't know. And then the things that you don't know are things that you don't you cannot even conceptually think. Because if you can think about it, like, I don't know how to, you know, do a walking handstand without falling on my behind. Well, that's things that I don't know. And so this is that blind area that when we don't have conversations and open forums like this, that people go, oh, I didn't even know that I didn't even know that. For instance, you know, when we shared today about Amazon and how much they keep of your profits, you know, you if someone asked you, hey, you know, Dave, do you know how much profits of your profitability of your, you know, your sales, how much you keep in profits and how much Amazon takes in profits? Do you know that? Well, if you ask that question, all of a sudden that moved over to the category of things that I know that I don't know. But if you never asked David that question and he never thought about it, that was in the category of things that I don't know that I didn't even know. And so knowing that and understanding that is why David and I do rooms like this, because for us, guys, we talk about this all the time and we'll look at each other and be like, well, we know that. And like, you know, our eyes, our community, they don't want to know that. They've already heard us. And then we have to stop and go, no, there might be somebody that shows up today that didn't know these things, and we're going to share it, and maybe it generates some idea creation, because we're all here on this earth to create. That is, we are to experience and we're to create. That is the goal of life. We just overcomplicate it and make it a whole lot more. But really, in reality, we're here to experience what we want to experience, and we're here to create the things we want to create. And so that's what I would add on to it. Mr. Jones, back to you, my love.
I love it, baby. I love it. That was so spot on. And, you know, for those of you that don't know, we are now over here on Chatter as well, which you guys, if you guys don't know about Chatter, it is like LinkedIn, YouTube, and, you know, Clubhouse, you know, all mixed together to where you guys could share, you know, you could see me in Metaverse. That if you guys do not know about our Hello Plaza Metaverse over here on Chatter, I highly encourage you to hit that link up above. That is our Biz in the Box, and come and check us out in Metaverse, that you can join from your cell phone, your laptop, your VR headset, especially as we continue our rooms. And guys, make sure you come and join us tomorrow for our Wisdom Wednesday, where we're going to be talking about emotional intelligence, the role of emotions in decision making. And, you know, that's at 4:30 tomorrow. And then, you know, for next week, we have Miss Kimberly Martin. She's one of our brand new Biz in a Box clients. She's going to be introducing and showcasing her business. That takes place on Thursdays. That's going to be at 7:30 next week. When we get completed with Miss Leah, she's going to be rejoining us as well on our Hello Pivot as well. Tony, brother, over here on Chatter, would definitely love to have you as a guest on our Hello Pivot broadcast that takes place, you know, every Thursday in the Metaverse, or even, you know, on our all of our platforms. Because right now, once again, we are live on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, you know, Spaces, and LinkedIn audio and Chatter. and we were a little bit live earlier, on Clubhouse. And so this is where we continue to share with you guys to be able to expand your horizons, especially as today's conversation is authors skyrocket your book sales, unlock the marketing code. And we share this because, a lot of the times we encourage people to understand that collaboration is the new currency. Why not partner with other authors? Why not be able to do like a little book expose where you showcase your book, they showcase their book, their friends become your friends, and now everybody's friends, right? Host online book clubs. It blows me away that authors don't have book clubs where you talk about other books and you talk about other things that are going on. Start your YouTube channel. You'd be amazed of how many authors don't have their own YouTube channel, and it's like, what are you doing? Please go open up a YouTube channel. Not only that, attend other, literacy events. And we remind people that if you want, you got to start giving. It blows me away that so many people in these social audio rooms ask you to follow them, ask you to join this, ask you to do that, but they're not giving any of that love back. They're not liking any of your posts. They're not commenting on your posts, but you sure are showing up for their stuff, and they sure are asking you, to like their stuff, but they're not doing the same for you. It's a two-way street at the end of the day. If your ass got time to, scroll on here and make posts and put your, your newsletter out, then you got 5 minutes to go through your followers and like some of their posts because you're already hitting your phone. You got, 5 minutes. And now on LinkedIn, especially, there's this, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but there's a little box in your view profile that lets you know how much content you're sharing and liking. And if you're not hitting that 3 at bare minimum, then I don't know what you're doing, because I know last week I had like 55 on there and I was like, holy shit, I'm doing a lot. And so, this is where you guys can really start, promoting other people and giving the love that you want, because we wake up in the morning. Let's not BS each other. You wake up in the morning and you go to look at your phone. Ooh, who likes my stuff? Who commented on my stuff? And if your ass ain't getting a lot, I'm here to tell you, you're not doing a lot. And so if you want more, you got to give more. And, Miss Esther down there, if you could please, I would love to be able to tag you in our rooms, because you're not following us. I can't tag you and it won't, put that love out there to you. So if you can follow myself or Tara, however you want that to go, we would love to be able to, share that you've been in the rooms, because I can only put your name there, and I can't follow you or tag you in coming to our rooms, because you've been coming quite often, especially as we talk about support. And so, as we talk about, some of these things, I wanted to go down a list. Or before I do that, anybody else want to share or comment or come up on stage and say anything? Let's go. Let's grow.
Hey friends, I just wanted to say that I've got to go. It's my phone's at 3%, but I love you, so fare thee well.
Yeah, we love you too, girl. You come on back now. Go ahead, Miss Leah. What you got?
Yeah, you are so spot on when it comes to authors. And you know what? I really didn't think about myself as being an author. I've had people ask me so many times, you should write a book, you should write a book. I'm like, I'm not an author. I don't have an interest in being an author, but I did write the book well. So obviously, Mr. I received that. I am an author, but all these authors are really incongruent, a lot of secret agents, which is not good. And your point is well taken. You should do a whole class on how to market your book. But yeah, good stuff. I'm excited. And I just think that one of my mentors said to me years ago, we have to upgrade me, my, I for we are us. And when we understand that if you're pushing someone else up or you're highlighting another, it doesn't mean that you're not highlighting yourself. What I have found for me, what I've learned is the more that I showcase other people, the more that I edify other people, the more that I like and comment on other people, the more that it comes back to me. I didn't do it for that, but I have just found that that's what happens. I do my Wealthy Wednesday to highlight other people that are doing amazing things. And what's happened is it does come back to you. So you are so spot on. As always, Mr. Mic Drop, always bringing the fire, always sharing golden nuggets, gold bars. I love it.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right, Miss Leah. You are an author, and you could be able to write multiple, of these ebooks that you're writing, and that'd be perfect. I mean, a lot of people don't understand. Grant Cardone wrote this little booklet that couldn't have been, no more than 20, 30 pages in this small little bitty ass book, and he blew up after that because it's just some basic concepts. Because once again, guys, people aren't reading these long ass books. Let me let you know that right now. I'm not reading no 2,000, 3,000 book. Forget about it. My attention span ain't that long. And if it's not in an audio book, you damn sure not going to catch David Jones up with his glasses on, in bed reading a book, because my ass is gone to sleep out of there. And so this is where we have to this is where we have to entertain.
Listen to that book, he's sleeping.
Yeah, I mean, I might get 2-3 pages, if that. And so this is where we share with you guys, being able to upgrade, your experience, your customer's experience is so important. And utilizing that crusty, dusty ass, business card, which blows my mind away. I put a post out the other day. And some guy said, well, you should put your QR code on your business card so people can still, get your information. And I responded back. I said, you're still back at square one. You're expecting this person, which right now you using a business card is like you using a pager and dial-up internet. It's not a good look. And I said, you're still at square one. You're still asking this person that business card is going to go in their cup holder, it's going to go in their wallet, it's going to go in their jacket, it's going to go in their purse, and they're never looking at that damn card again. So if you expect them to pull out your card, scan it to put their information in their phone, forget about it, right? Where you could have your QR code on your phone as your screensaver is going to be like with Miss Leah. When she goes and meets people, hey, scan this. Boom. It opens up. Oh my God, this is amazing. I can get the wall of wealth right here. Yeah, girl. Boom. Hit that button right there. Put your email address in. It comes emailed to you and you can download it right now. Oh, girl, that's awesome. Hey, matter of fact, love, what are you most on? Are you on Instagram? Are you on LinkedIn? You on TikTok? Oh, girl, I'm only on TikTok. Boop. Hit that button. Now Leah automatically becomes her friend. And this is why we share with you all that your social media right now is your email campaign. You posting every day is your email campaign for people to remind themselves, oh shit, that's right. David and Tara do, this biz in a box that I need to upgrade my link tree in my website. Oh shit, that's right. David and Tara, they do this Hello Plaza in Metaverse that I now can tell my clients to come and join me, not from just my website, but they literally can come in the Metaverse and see all that I do. Oh shit, that's right. David and Tara have this pivot membership that can not only help me build my business right now, but also help me plan it in the future, because I really don't have any structure or any business acumen of how I'm running this. I'm just spraying and praying and hoping this shit work when I really need to get with somebody that has done it before, right? Boom, here we go. And so you all should be, promoting your business out there like that with your business, with, your business. And I didn't say promote it on your personal page, right? Where your uncle, your nephew, your cousin, your no good ass cousins, looking at your stuff. You see them at a family reunion. Oh, I see you all on social media. Your ass ain't hitting the like button, right? Avoid that conversation as much as possible, where you can start a business page. Hello LLC, right? Whatever the name of your company is, start a TikTok page on that, start a LinkedIn page on that, start a Facebook page. And now guess what? You can rock and roll as much as possible. And your friends and family don't even much need to know about that page, because guess what? There's more people that don't know about your business that do know about your business, and you're concerned about the people that don't know about your business, which is what stops a lot of us in our social media, is we're intertwining our family with our business, hoping that they gonna, support you, and they're not. 45% they don't. So just go ahead and get that out your head. You're gonna lose friends when you start a business, when you tell people about a business. Those of you that do have a job, go out and put that your ass got a new position at your job right now and post that on LinkedIn. Guarantee you'll get a whole bunch of likes and comments. Go out there and tell people your ass started a new job. It's going to be crickets. Okay. Real talk. And I'm just keeping it real. As Leah says, I'm going to tell you how it is and be upfront and honest with you that, this entrepreneur ain't for the weak. It's not a joke. And, a lot of the times what happens is that people stop and quit when they get punched in the gut one time, they get slapped up against the face, and they trot back down and say, oh, no, that's not for me. Losing is part of entrepreneurship. Failing is part of entrepreneurship. Getting your teeth kicked in is part of entrepreneurship. People hanging up on your ass is part of entrepreneurship. People saying no is part of entrepreneurship. These things are part of it, but I can assure you it's a hell of a lot better than you being told what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and how often you can do it, and when you can do this and when you can do that. And so, especially right now, for those of you that do have a job, you should be writing a book about how miserable your damn job is, about how it's horrible. You want to punch your boss in the face. I guarantee you it'd be a bestseller. And so, this is where you all have a story, and your story is your glory. You just got to get out of your own way. And, something that Miss Leah said earlier, was authenticity. I heard this earlier this week, and it was huge. Authenticity means becoming one with yourself. And until you become one with yourself, you ain't got no authenticity. And a lot of the times people don't want to face themselves and be honest with themselves and be upfront with themselves so they can heal. You have to heal yourself to be authentic. And most people aren't willing to heal themselves within, because that's where the authenticity comes from, is when you're willing to heal yourself and understand where you are and how you become what you become, so you can be upfront and honest to move forward in that authenticity of not being the old you, right? And even more importantly, a lot of the times we don't create this new persona of who we are, because it's not just no jump, leap, and a scotch, right? Of, ooh, shit, I'm this new person. No, it's growing pains. It's facing the music. It's you losing friends. It's people, family. It's all these things that, go with adapting and adopting this new you. And so I encourage you guys all to take a walk out on this ledge, right? And understand, guess what? Your ass ain't going to live forever. So writing a book, showcasing who you are, what you do, whatever it is key, because your kids, your cousins, your whoever, your grandchildren can go back and say, ooh, Grandma Leah wrote this amazing wall of wealth that my ass needs to be using now. And now I have a business, and now she left this for me. And so we have to think about it in a different perspective, in a different way. Right? What you got, baby?
Well, I mean, what is there to say after that mic drop, Mr. Jones? That's why Leah calls you Mr. Mic Drop. But David can share with you guys like a 2x4 between the eyeballs, and I'll share it with you like a 2x4 sugar coated and softly placed between the eyeballs. But at the end of the day, it's just bringing that awareness around. I've had this conversation with David. Oh my God, I don't even know how many times about self-awareness for myself, for him, for others. I've been having this, right now I have the ability and I'm so grateful and blessed to be able to visit my family right now that's in Idaho, and David's in Mexico at the moment, holding down that fort. But it's the beautiful thing to where we can work afar. But my point being is having this conversation about self-awareness, and when we actually want to stop and be self-aware, it's just so very important. It's so very important for us to be able to then grow for ourselves. A lot of times, and I shared this, if you have not listened to our latest podcast, which we did a couple of Fridays ago, I got pretty feisty and sassy about it, because that's where I, let my hair down, and I get, I let the polished professional side kind of go, and I get real just kind of in your face. But I was sharing about how we as a society will sit here and point fingers at everybody else and not be aware of what we need to be working on and how we need to grow in order for our life to work the way we want it to work. But all too often, we kind of get stuck in that trap of, well, my book's not doing anything because, people don't want to come and, check it out, or this, that, and the other. This is a little off topic, but it's the same principle. Last night in having a conversation when I was sharing, for those that have been here, I know Joe heard this from the beginning, but I was sharing when I was having a conversation with a gentleman that we grew up with. Well, the father of, and we were in a conversation of things. He was sharing about one of his sons who FFA, kind of those things, and he was sharing about an experience where he needed some funding in his FFA program, and so he chose to go out and kind of get some boosters, from the community, whether they were personal individual or if they were businesses, but just telling them, hey, this is what we want to do in the ag program. We don't have the funding for it, and so if you can help, donate, or participate in this is how your funds will be used. And he was real successful by just going out and asking and being a part of the community and saying, hey, this is transparency of what I want to do, and this is how we can do it. And in that whole scheme of things, was really kind of, the money kind of started flowing in, and was able to buy these really cool tools that the ag kids could utilize to grow their skill set. And other departments around the school, like the sports departments, so football, basketball, the volleyball, some of the other ones like home ec and FLA, which is Future Leaders of America, and things like that. They were like, oh, where are you getting all this money? Like, how were you able to get this out of the school? Why did the school give this to you? And he just simply shared, he says, the school didn't give me anything. I went out and I spoke to the community, and I educated and informed them what my ideas were for our program, and they're all for it because we're a heavily, agricultural based community. And they started donating, and you could do the same. Just go out and have conversations. And they were just flabbergasted. These other departments were just flabbergasted because they were like, oh no, we could never do that. And my point being and sharing that story is that we just got to get out of our own way and be self-aware that we're standing in our own way, whether we're an author, we're a business owner, we're just having personal life things going on, professional life things going on. This is just life lessons in general, that self-awareness can set us free from our own burdens and our own road bumps that we do. If you're dealing with anything in your life right now, 9.9% of the time, out of 10, 99% out of 100, so 9 out of 9, out of 10 there, it's you are in your own way. And that's a hard pill to swallow. I say that from personal experience. I say that because for a very long time, it was easier for me to kind of point the fingers to everybody else around me, including David. We've had to struggle through that in our relationship and have been able to find the other side of it. And it's really rewarding when you get there and you do the work. But man, boy, howdy, when you're going through it, it is like the dark night of the soul, I guess they call it. It's just like, wow, what did I choose to, take a bite of? And so if your book's not being as successful or profitable, as you want it, or this, that, and the other, it just comes down to understanding that you are standing in your own way, and you need to be, aware of who you are and showing up and how you're presenting material, or what you're asking of the community that you want support from. So that's what I would add on to it, Mr. Joe.
Yeah. And so, one of the last things that I want to share with you guys, especially, as you guys know that we implement the metaverse, and I want to share this with how, the metaverse could help out authors in a whole by being able to, get rid of Amazon out the gate. You could be able to create a virtual, book right now, where we have a room that literally you could be able to have people stand in the center of the room, and you could do, you could utilize our Hello AI Motion Works to create each chapter, right? That people can go in this room and go chapter to chapter, right? You could also be able to create interactive characters of your book. Some of you that have books out already, have characters in your books, and why not be able to give this character the information that people want, where you could have, a different breakout of each character, of where they're from, how they became this, literally play around with the whole entire, character, and give you just a heads up, create another book off of that one character, right? Or the beginning or the end, beginning of the book, after the book. I should be a writer, love. And then, being able to create.
You are one, love.
Then being able to create, these book listening experiences, instead of people listening to your book, in on Spotify or, on these audio apps, have it to where they come into your 3D immersive world and they can listen to your book there, right? Let alone having, author meet and greets. Leah could be able to have, to where people come to her actual, meet and greets for her wall of wealth, to where she could have, independent, rooms on, wall of wealth, where she could, have little vignettes of these things that people can have access to, whether it's a subscription or whether it's a giveaway, or prime example, like her Wisdom Wednesday that she has. Her is it Wealth Wednesday? Yeah, Wealthy Wednesdays. She now can do exactly what we do, is that now she can be able to have her LinkedIn that she's utilizing, or, we're going to show her some other tricks and tips that she could be able to showcase, her wall of wealth, just like we are. And then being able to create a fan generation. You being an author, you writing a series, why would you not want to create a space that authors could come and, or a space that your fans could come and learn more about you, be more interactive? We talked about, the virtual book launch, doing a virtual book launch. If you've already have a book that's out, why not relaunch it, right? That's a huge thing that you should be doing, is relaunching your book. Now, especially with you having social media, this is a great opportunity for you to be able to, relaunch your book, out to the world, especially now everybody's on social media. Being able to have interactive book trailers, as we shared. Leah's going to be able to now, come in her avatar and point to, her biz in a box and say, hey, come and get, our amazing, my amazing wall of wealth. As I said, this is going to give Miss Leah so much content that she's going to have no clue what to do with all this content, just like we do. It's like, oh, I could do this. Oh, I could do that. Oh, I could do this. Oh, I could do that. Oh, I could do this. Right. And it doesn't take a whole bunch of time. The other great thing is that in our Hello Plaza, in Metaverse, guys, is that you can gamify your business. And this is what most people don't get. Gamification is key. The other day I was in a room and somebody was saying, well, we should make it to where, people earn points. People, can be able to earn this and earn that. And they couldn't come up with the name with it. I'm like, gamification at its finest. Just like right now, you've been gamified, just FYI, your local grocery store. When you shop there, you get points. Kroger's, for example, you get, bonus points. They give you off your gas. When you go to Taco Bell, you go to McDonald's, or you have Chick-fil-A, they have this online app that the more you come eat there, the more points you get. All these companies have these online platforms. Why don't you have one yourself? Like when you guys come and join us in our Hello Plaza in Metaverse, you gain points. Every 5 minutes, you gain a point, and you can utilize those points towards our products, towards our services, towards, our shout outs, towards our marketing, concepts that we have. Why not you do that? Especially Leah could be able to be, hey, you spend this amount of time, in my Metaverse world, and I'm going to give you, a free, consultation with me, a 30-minute consultation. You got to come in here. You got to spend, 20, 30 minutes, and you got to post it out on your social media. Ta-da! That's expanding your business not like no other. This is another thing for you authors. Why would you not have apparel? Well, you have your book logo, you have your book, you have these different characters. You should create, apparel with your actual characters and your book. If people don't want to buy the book, or people did buy the book and they love the book, why not be able to, have apparel that they can go buy? A coffee cup, a keychain, a cell phone, saver, whatever it is that you can create. That also is something that we create in our Biz in a Box. And this is what we share with, our authors is you're great at the actual writing, right? Or the training, but you're not great at the transaction. And this is where we come into play, where we can implement these things, and you're not beating your head up against the wall trying to figure these things out, right? Staying up till 2-3 o'clock in the morning, or you put something together and then it doesn't work, and the only head you can bite off is your own, and you've lost clients, or you're not knowing the technology side of it. As my father would say, I'm not good at technology. That's not my stuff. I'm here to let you guys all know this now. Technology, AI, this metaverse does not have an age limit attached to it. It is the future. It is already here, right? As I heard, one of the Congress people using it, that day, I said, they using my shit. And that was Hillary Clinton last night. Now, we don't talk politics, but I was like, is this woman in my damn rooms? Because I know that's my slogan line. The future's already here. And she said it. I was like, I'll be damned, Hillary. And so, this is where we share with you guys all. Please, we don't talk politics. I'm not on either side. So please don't cancel us. No, we don't do any of that. So
don't come for us. We don't talk
don't
politics. We don't talk religion.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Right. Word to the wise. That would be what I would suggest to you. Right. And so, when we talk about, interactive stories, virtual book signings, NFTs are huge within this Web3 space, where you could be able to, make a non-fundable token to your book. Hey, here goes a big one. You should have a subscription or a membership to your books, to where if you have a series of books, hey, instead of you just buying this one-off book, join my book club that you can join for $30 a month, $20 a month, $1 a month, and now you have access to all my books. Or you can be able to, buy this one-off book and knock yourself out. So there's different ways that you could package your book. Hell, you could have it to where people could join your subscription and they also get a one-on-one with you. If you're a great author, you could also add into your book, into your your monetization. I'll show you how to write your own book, and we can have this conversation. Hello, right? And then the big thing in Metaverse that you get to use is that you get to track, where these people are going. Prime example: Roberta Pacino, Al Pacino's sister. She is an amazing artist. And she has it to where her podcast is in the metaverse. And we just did a podcast with Eric Scaloli, which was in The Godfather. He's a big time actor. And she was able to share with people, hey, instead of, listening to my Spotify that your ass isn't going to go download, you're not going to go listen, come and join me live in my metaverse world where you actually can talk with Eric and be a part of, my podcast, that, you ask questions, you do anything, you're going to be in my podcast that I'm going to replay. And so this encourages people to come to the podcast, actually get to talk to Eric Scaloli, and then, literally be in face-to-face. We had, the Tomb Raider guy that came into the metaverse, and literally people were like, it was like I met the guy. And we were fortunate enough to meet him here in Mexico, because we live here and he lives here as well. And it was no difference. I mean, when we met him here in person, and then when we met him, in Metaverse, it was like we were there. And this is the thing that we share with people. If you do not know what the Metaverse is, go to our Biz in a Box, more than a website, right? And hit on that big button that says Hello Plaza, and you will be able to see what the Metaverse looks like. Because until you see it, you cannot understand it fully. And no, it's not no damn Go Brunch. No, it's not no boosted up Zoom or anything of that sort. This is literally an immersive environment that is in the metaverse, Web3, that you can join from your cell phone, from your laptop, from your iPad, and literally be able to see it in a completely different way. And so I see we have Ms. Nula up here. Hopefully, I didn't butcher your name. Over here in chatter. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Hello LLC. If you have any questions, anything you want to add on to this conversation, please do. We're live on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Twitch, on Spaces, and over here on LinkedIn Audio Live. And so, if anybody has anything they want to add, please go for it. Let's grow. Let's grow.
Hello, gorgeous people. Yes, I just popped in to see. I like to support some rooms and just room hop and see who's doing what. And I'm loving that you're encouraging people to step into the metaverse, because it seems like a big leap for mankind, but it's actually quite an easy step. And once you get into it, you find out all the art galleries and podcasts and live events that are happening, and it's actually quite addictive. You can get right into it, and you'll start making your own little verses. So I don't know what the plural of my.
Thank you, David. Good evening, Tara and Nula. Did I praise that right, my lady? I hope I blessed it right.
You sure did. Thank you.
God bless you, my lady. I popped in, David, because I was actually looking for you in the hallway. I think it was yesterday doing town hall. Was you in town hall yesterday?
I was not, but I heard all about it, that you guys were looking for somebody to showcase the metaverse
Are you kidding me? It wasn't yesterday. You're right. It was the day before, because yesterday was the Democratic event.
You're
So,
right. It was the day before.
We were hunting you down.
Yeah, I'll join tonight. I was in a big meeting in Metaverse when you guys were having that meeting. So yeah, I missed that, because that is definitely a great opportunity. I was trying to share it up top, but I'm on so many platforms. I think the voice goes out a little bit when I don't use it. But yeah, no, you guys have to understand how important the metaverse is to people. And like Ms. Newell said, it's nowhere near as hard as people make it to be. I mean, when people say, "Oh my God, I can't get in," I'm like, so you don't know how to get into Zoom? When you got onto Chatter, I know Chatter for me was a headache in itself times 10. And literally people get to hit our biz in a box that's, pinned to the top, and hit that big button, download the app. Ain't no invites or none of that stuff. You just boom, jump right into, our metaverse world and showcase in a different way, to where, this is allowing us to showcase our business in a different way. And so if you ladies do have a book, please do put it in the chat, put it, and I'll pin it to the top, because in our room at the Hello LLC, if you don't know, Hello stands for Helping Entrepreneurs Leverage Leading Web3 Optimizations. There's enough room and abundance for us all to win, and we want more for you than from you at the end of the day. And this is truly about collaboration being the new currency. And so there's enough abundance for us all. So put it in the chat, share away. If you want to come off mic, share what you got going, but let's go, let's grow.
Well, I'm excited. I'm sorry, my lady, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Charisma. Yeah, absolutely. I had 2 books published with Random House for about 10 years or something. And just recently, I negotiated all my rights back, because I do intend to put a collection of the chapters of my books onto an NFT. And then, as you know, the magic of that, you can create all kinds of magical effects in your books and any products. So yeah, I'm right into doing that, and signed copies and the whole thing. So when I do, I shall be back.
Absolutely, I love it. Go ahead, Miss Charisma. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. Correct me if I'm not.
Yeah, absolutely, because we all got charisma. Let that be the reason.
Love it.
Oh no, but I know you do. I'm particular. You're loud, you fly, everything that you're doing, you're intelligent, you're smart. So, thank you, God. So yeah, with that being said, I just wanted to pop in to let you know, hold up, because when it came up, I had wanted to mention it before it actually, came out, and she got to it before me. But then, of course, God blessed everything, because I came off mic, and I don't normally come off mic, and not in town hall. No, wait, we have a chatter person that's already, not chatter, we have a metaverse person already that got and be talking about the metaverse every day. And then I went in the hallway and I started looking for you, right? But then somebody pulled somebody else in, and I was like, no, I gotta tell them, because you the real deal. I want my room too, but I'll go for whatever you guys put up. But I did talk to you about my room, so I'm so excited. Yes, please. Did you talk to Nelson yet?
I believe the other person you're talking about that came in was Dr. Cynthia that started talking about it. The funny thing is that she learned about metaverse through us. Yeah.
Well, the interesting thing about that is he was genuinely sort of a bit taken aback by the whole metaverse chat, because I was in that room, Charisma, with you, and he said, definitely want to do something about that. So I don't see any problem with having a couple of advisors and on the team.
Yeah, no, and boom, you said it. That is exactly the reason why we share with people that we have to get out of the old mentality of you do you, I'ma do me. There's enough abundance for us all to win, right? And that's what the metaverse allows us to do, is to create at the speed of thought, and we can create anything and everything together, which is why we're sharing, especially with today's topic, is that authors should collaborate together. Authors should do rooms together. Authors should do so many things, because your friends become my friends, and we're all friends at the end of the day, just like with Chatter. And so, you get to develop your world, we get to develop ours, and we get to collaborate, and everybody gets to win, because there's different strokes for different folks. And so, Dr. Cynthia, she learned from us, and she went to go open up, a platform, on the same one. And she's like, well, what happened? I said, well, you got to pay to play. And so she no longer has hers, which is why she was trying to find us, because we're highly involved in the platform that we utilize to help out businesses, and to already be, putting businesses into the metaverse, as we do with our Hello Plaza Mall, as we do with our, customized packages, and even more importantly, just helping people where we can show them, we can teach them, or we can do it for them. No matter what, we just want them to do something. So, Ms. Charisma, I will definitely be in the room today. And as always, we have been doing, live metaverse rooms in here, to where, this whole entire football season, you guys can come and join us and watch NFL Red Zone. We'll have the college on as well. And so it really allows us to be able to showcase, what the metaverse functionalities are able to do. And just like with Chatter, we could all be in this immersive room together, talking and having conversations, and, doing everything that we do now, and still be in Chatter. But this could be like a hub spot where people, want to just go meet other people and not be in an actual room. That's what this space could be for. And people can join from their cell phone, their laptop, their iPad, or their VR headsets, and it opens it up in a whole new wave.
I'm excited. I cannot wait. I do believe that this is going to be a game changer for the Chatter family moving forward, because everybody is going to want to get in. Everybody going to want their own space. Everybody gonna want you to build their house. So y'all better get your team together, because I see it's about to happen. And I just want to pop in and let you know, look, I couldn't get your name right, but I bet you I got it now. But I already said it's somebody here, and you are here. So I'm so glad you was here today. And I will see you tonight. I'm all over the place now. I'm excited. I can't wait to even start maybe taking the classes or whatever you got going on, just to get in and get more familiar with it moving forward. So I'm excited. So with that being said, thank y'all so much. I guess Nula, she's gone. Okay, yeah, she was in the room last night, and he was extremely, which I found didn't have any knowledge about.
A lot of
I
people
found
don't know
that to
about it.
be peculiar.
We've done business with Grant Cardone, and I had a conversation with him in a clubhouse room, and it was recorded. I even have a TikTok video of me asking Grant, hey, what do you know about Metaverse? Have you considered to put 10x in Metaverse? And if you need help, with it, we can do that for you. And Grant came back and he said, well, I haven't figured out a way to put my real estate into the metaverse. And if you could, come around that without us, both getting in trouble in the SEC and the FCC and us both without going to jail, then I'd be all for it. And I'm like, that's a prime example. He has no clue what the metaverse is because 40% of his business is products and services, and his 10X conference, to where his 10X conference is only holding 75, 100,000, where now he can put it in metaverse. And just like Travis Scott had 27 million people come watch his concert live, and they don't make, stadiums with 27 million
Find
people.
me a stadium that will hold 1 million.
Yeah, that part. And so, this is the gravity that most people don't know, especially as the pandemic happened. People were forced to utilize Zoom. Churches forced to have to utilize virtual experiences. And that's the driving force behind this metaverse is now, utilizing the metaverse, you get a 50% increase in engagement, other than being on a traditional Zoom where we're all just giving that fake ass cheese smile, looking in the camera and hoping we could, turn our camera off, where now you can show up in an avatar and be butt naked eating Cheetos. And so, it gives you a different experience at the end of the day, but still we're utilizing the largest chakra, which is our voice. And that's what really carries. And when people say, oh, I don't believe in metaverse, what are you talking about? You in all these social audio rooms, you're already in the first 0.05 part of metaverse, because in all reality, metaverse is only metaverse with people creating the environment. We can have all this amazing technology, but if nobody shows up, it's not nothing. It's a metaverse. It's a world, right, that we create.
So, but I told you, sorry for cutting you off, sir. But I told you when I had got my what's those oculars? One for me, they were too big. I think I had already asked you, did they come out with anything that was less? And then that's when you share with me, you don't even need those because you can have your phone, your computer, whatever else, right, to be in the new metaverse. You don't need, I think you said, to be sitting around with those big oculars on your eyes. So I bought some, I think they was, I don't know, maybe $350, $400, whatever. And I gave them to my neighbor. I went in that thing 1 or 2 times and totally flipped out, okay? I mean, after all, I put a running joke on it, like the lady live alone. I don't got no time for that. Like, I don't watch sci-fi. I don't watch none of that because I live alone. She already,
I ain't watch scary movies neither. Trust me, I don't do it. Unless Tara here,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I don't do it. I always subject myself to things. Remember the scripture says people, places, and that's right, things. So I don't fool around. So I gave them to my neighbor. But so then I realized, okay, I can go on a computer and be in, because I have a room on which thing they have. What was the one they came with? Give me one of the metaverses. The metaverse. Actually, the real metaverse. I have a room in the metaverse. You know how they give everybody that free room?
Yeah, you're talking. Yeah. You're talking about from the Oculuses, and that's on the that's on the Meta.
Yeah.
That's on the Meta Facebook platform when you join in there, because you bought the Oculuses, and so of course you have a home room that everybody gets when you jump into the metaverse. So yeah, I know what room you're talking about.
Okay, so I have just got on the computer and went to these different, exciting places, and I've seen some really, really great things. In fact, guess what? Your lady even performed. That's right, Sarah. I performed on stage, like they had a comedy show. And what I did, I did spoken word, because I do spoken word. I did my little spoken word thing, and they set it up some kind of way where it was going to be. I said, no, y'all is not about to be throwing nothing at me up on that stage. But I have been in it. But then that was it. And that's pretty much, we was over with it, because I actually came in the room on the clubhouse room in the, I don't know if you remember the comedy room, and the comedy room has stayed open 24/7.
Yep.
And so we was in the comedy room, and we all got together. Check it out how they did it. We all got together and we went and bought our Oculus all at the same time. Because who showed us how to get on? He's into music. You probably know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna have to go back into my little friends and things and get all these people and remind them, and because so many people left Clubhouse, they didn't want to be bothered with shenanigans, true facts.
Yep.
So, but still, these are people. So this is what they had us do. They had us all go buy Oculus. We all bought Oculus. We all sat down together. They was Washington. Everybody's everywhere on the Clubhouse, right? But we started at the same time. And when it was my turn for them to say, all right, Charisma, you got it? And I'll tell them where I'm at. And then all of a sudden, boy, when I got in it and I saw a big old lion, oh, your lady jumped out. She jumped out. I don't want more of that. So dealing with you, I don't want that. So if there's another way that I can be in this new lifestyle and get my cliches and quotes, figures of speech, points of pounder, food for thought, models, life lessons, expressions, and proverbs. You never forget proverbs. And just plain old jewels of wisdom. And that's right. That is not forget plain old wisdom. If I can get those on a wall in there, that's what I would like. And I would like for it to constantly scroll up and down.
Yeah, well,
like that. You know what I'm saying?
What I'll do is, Ms. Charisma, I'll send you my calendar and book a time with me. And that way I can give you a personal tour of some of the things that we can do for your space in Metaverse. And that way you also too can, start showcasing your rooms, in Metaverse and on Chatter, which is the great thing about Chatter. It has that video concept up at the top where you can, show people better than they can tell them, because this better than anybody with you being in Metaverse. You can't just explain this to just some regular Joe Blow. They're gonna miss the concept until they actually see it, whether that's on the phone, whether that's on their laptop. But until you actually experience it, you can't talk about it or doubt it or knock it and say this isn't it.
All right, then. I know there was one time somebody had fell in the pool. We had went somewhere. We was all in the forest. This is on the computer. You can still see it. It's not as good because you got to learn how to operate the hands and the body. But I think, rap artists and everybody, they had the museum, everything. It was just really cool. So I do want to jump back in it, and to jump back in it with the Chatter family. That's going to be really cool. But yeah, I'm going to just stick with y'all so I can get all the little education that I need, because now I see where this is going on Chatter. And I will not be left out.
Boom, right?
I will not.
Do not get left behind, because this is something that we share, which is why today's room was about authors, really being able to upscale their actual business and learn some of these new strategies. And these strategies go along with all type of businesses. Of how you can implement, some of this newer technology and showcase it and really, set yourself apart. Because I can assure you, me going into a networking event, you go into a networking event, you handing somebody a business card, me having a QR code, and then being able to say, hey, my business is also a Metaverse. And they're going to be like, what? I've heard about that. Yeah. And you can join from your phone right now. Say, what? Your business card is gone. They're not even going to get your business card. They don't even know you anymore, because I've been able to have a 5-10 minute conversation, and let alone, especially if I'm an author, they now can buy my book right there in Metaverse, other than me handing them the card, them going to Amazon, looking up the book, not buying it, looking at the shipping cost and all the rest of the stuff, and like, nope, I'm done. And so, this is where you get to set yourself apart. And so, we greatly appreciate you guys joining us today for our How To Tuesdays. Love, is there anything that you want to add? Hey, Miss Yamo down there, welcome, welcome, welcome. You can come on up here if you'd like to. I know you got some amazing books and things of that sort if you want to talk about. We're not just on LinkedIn, so people from all around the world will be able to hear you as well. So come on up if you want to promote your book. And Miss Charisma, if you have anything you want to promote, please go right ahead.
Well, I do have a book, even though, this book is still my baby. I'm still working on it. I'll pull a line out, take a line back in, but just to give you just a little bit of it. And it goes a little bit like this. Smooches. My name is Charisma Jules. I'm here today to share. It's possible, it's necessary, and you too, that's right. You too can shift into a higher gear and tap into your true beauty through all of your flaws and all. How many of you know that true beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder, and you are that beholder? They say that beauty is brought on by judgments. I say let your eyes not be the first one playing tricks on you. Have you ever got up and asked and looked, have you ever got up and looked in the mirror and said, my hair is a mess? And for added bonus, added insult to injury and said, my skin is a mess. I don't want to take any pictures today and I can't be on live video. Flaws and all. I suffer with alopecia, bald spots, broken off edges, one defect after another. I suffered, oh yes, my self-esteem, my courage to move forward with my life, because that flaw stopped my growth. There was a hole in my soul because my life was not the life I dreamed of. I was hurting myself with negative talk because I had not yet accepted why I was frustrated, overcome with despair. But I want you to know you are not your flaws and all. You are what you do and not how you look. I was having a secret sabotaging conversation with myself for years. I didn't like the reflection staring back at me in the mirror. I didn't like her. I wasn't generally happy. I didn't have that sparkle in my eyes, that gleam of joy, that glow that shines bright like a diamond. My eye was a reflection to my soul. Afraid of my own shadow. When I cut the light out, I jumped. I was the first one to cast doubtful opinions and throw stones on my outer appearance and defame my own character before anyone else could, which in turn stripped me of my inner strength, confidence, and dignity. The scripture says life and death are in the power of the tongue. Beauty is only skin deep. And I want you to know that if you're good to life, life will be good to you. And to be the apple of your eye, because a flaw is just that, a flaw. My true beauty is not my outer appearance, no matter how much I pay for my outer adornments. Gucci, Louis Vuitton, red bottoms, Mercedes, diamonds, my home. It is my inner soul. It's my heart of hearts, not my deficiencies, not my limitations. I am not my dysfunctions, my abnormal body parts. My true beauty lies within my character, my disposition, my integrity, my humanity, my benevolence. They say true beauty and perfection is unattainable. The most beautiful beauty to possess is confidence, having a pure heart. Beauty may be brought on by the judgment of others, and somebody may look at me and at you and say, oh, she's ugly or he's ugly. But it's not what someone think of me that matters. It's what I think of myself. I am not what a person sees. I am more. Hear me roar. I am beautifully and wonderfully made, and so are you. Because a flaw is something that is a mistake or not supposed to be here. If you get furniture delivered to you and it's damaged, scratched, or chipped, you send it back. The scripture says that you are altogether beautiful, my love, and there is no flaw in you. God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him, male and female. I am no mistake or defective. I'm supposed to be here, designed by God. What I needed was self-acceptance, self-love, self-assurance, self-motivating, self-praising. God loves our imperfection, uses our imperfection. Even in my imperfection, God is still perfect. So let your flaw fuel your faith. God uses flawed people. Find your purpose in your flaw. Let it ignite your trust in the word. I am not my outer being. Yes, flaws can become the identification of a person. You may have identified me by my outer and cast judgment, but that don't determine me. I heard Mr. Les Brown say, the opinion of others is not my business. No man's greatness or honor can place him out of the reach of calamities of human life and opinions. Every man has something that blemishes or diminishes him, no matter how prestigious he is, how big he is. He's not exempt from being identified or classified as either beautiful or ugly. No matter your title, your beauty is within, and many people attain to great character strength in the process of dealing with one arm and one leg. Scripture says, finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. There may not be a cure for my alopecia, for my sensitive skin, but I have accepted my imperfections. I'm overcoming and conquering my fears with all my flaws and all, one defect after another, resting in the knowledge, knowing I'm not alone. Everyone has their own crosses to bear. Scripture states, what matters is not your outer appearance, the styling of your hair, the jewelry you wear, the cut of your clothes, but your inner disposition, your soul. I want to cultivate inner beauty, the gentle, gracious kind that God delights in, knowing God looks on the heart of man and not my outer appearance, gives me the strength to overcome and love myself, flaws and all. I gained new knowledge, pulled my wig off, which in turn gave me confidence in who I am. It allowed me to be empowered. I soaked myself in the word, submerged and exfoliated my body in the scriptures, and rebirthed my true, authentic self. I find my confidence not in my job or my title, but because I know I am a child of God. If you think you are the ugly duckling and you will never turn into the beautiful swan, I am here to tell you today that God will make that flaw shine bright like a diamond. I'm accepting my flaws in all by knowing my outer self is wasting away. My inner self is being renewed day by day. I can continue, but God bless you all.
Boom.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you for that, Shay. That was awesome.
Listen, I love it. I love it. Now, we were doing author increase your book sales. It's late. We were about to go, but I will be back to hear the whole everything because I know I missed it.
Yes,
but that's my story. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And so, with that being said, Love, do you have anything you want to add before we get out of here?
Well, I just appreciate Miss Charisma sharing that. It was very beautiful. You know, I you know, we all are very talented in our own ways. And I think, you know, we all just need to tap in that. And that was just another example of how talented we can when we just allow our creation to flow. So thank you so much for putting that together. You know, it was a beautiful piece. I'm excited for, you know, helping others. You know, it's a great room we had today, explaining and sharing with others about how, you know, authors and even letting people know that you don't have to have a traditional book, but if you are an author of something, whether it is, you know, 1 page or 100 pages or 1 paragraph or 1,000,000 paragraphs, you know, we are all talented in our own way. And so I just appreciate everybody showing up today, being a part of this, sharing the space. You know, again, our spaces are open for everybody to come up and share with the community what they're up to, how the community can support them. And it's just a beautiful thing when we can create value and collaborate instead of compete, because competing is old, it's dead, it doesn't work, it doesn't create workability. And the collaboration of being able to say, it's okay if we do something similar, but you know, you paint with a pink paintbrush and I paint with an orange paintbrush. It's okay. And that is where we get to grow as a community. So I appreciate everybody that was here today. I'm looking forward to tomorrow's conversation. We are going to have a great Wisdom Wednesday at the same time. Mr. Jones, what is our title for tomorrow? Because you, my friend, are the keeper of all.
The title for tomorrow is Emotional Intelligence, the Role of Emotions in Decision Making.
Yeah. And so I'll be leading that conversation tomorrow. We'll dive in a little deeper on the different sides of, you know, personal and professional growth and how emotions play a part of that. And again, emotion is just not emotion. It's energy in motion. That's where you get the E and the motion. And we're going to dive into that and have a great conversation. So come on back and be a part of it. And don't be afraid to jump up on our stage and let your voice be heard. Sometimes we all the time we understand if anybody has to be sometimes in a listening mode because they're, you know, can't talk, that's okay too. But we always want to encourage people to be a part of our conversation if they would like. So with that said, oh, and you can't forget about Thursday. Thursday, we are going to have a live pivot interview that we do every Thursday or every other Thursday sometimes. And you know, this week we're going to have Miss Kimberly Wells Martin. She is Coach K Consultant.
Next week, the 29th.
Oh, I am so sorry. Thanks, love. That's the next week. Look there. That's why I say Mr. Jones is the keeper of all. He's got to keep me on track too. But next week, and that's going to be at 7:30 Central Standard Time. So we will not have one this week, but we will be back around on Thursday next week. Again, we'll be back next week with our How-To Tuesdays, our Wisdom Wednesdays, just like this week. And then Thursday, we'll have our Pivot Live with Miss Kimberly Wells. And that'll be about Coach K Consults. She's an international business coach and consultant who's doing big things. You know, she's helping the community and really providing space for not only men and women, but all of us together. And so come enjoy that conversation and jump in the chat channel and, you know, chatter away. So with that said, back to you, Mr. Jones, and thanks everybody for being here.
Well, there's nothing else to say, love, other than, you know, we appreciate you guys joining us and we'll talk to you soon. And
Thank you.
Yeah. And with that being said, love.
What time tomorrow?
4:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, then good night. See you later.
Yeah, that's every Tuesday and Wednesday. And then, you know, when we have our pivots on Thursdays, those are normally at 6:30. So definitely be out on the lookout. And then, of course, all of these rooms are on our YouTube channel or in the metaverse being replayed in our Hello Plaza. So, you know, come and visit with us. Love.
Kindness.
Integrity.
I don't think you can. But most importantly,
commitment.
And consistency. One of us got a lag.
Yeah. And until next time.
Toodles.
Toodles.
Toodles. We love you guys. Thanks for being here.